scans on your brain before and after, like, so for some people, not for your brain, Freak and Jan, but some people, they have like taken patients that really, they go on, they willingly, they go on, they get their brain scanned before like their first ayahuasca retreat, and then after it, and they see the actual neuronal paths and connections that you're talking about, Freak, and they change. They say it's like the in the documentary, actually quoting them, they give this example. It's like if you have a mountain with snow, and you want to like go and slide from the top, and hey, morning, um somebody in chat is saying morning, so good morning, thanks
Yeah.
for joining us. Basically, if you are in the top of a mountain with snow and you want to slide, then you would go, and the first time you take some path, the second time you will probably take the same path because there's already some, some traces there that you would follow.
Mm.
And if you start like, you continually go, you take the same path, and there's a bunch of other paths that you could go, but of course you're going to go this one because it's the path of less resistance. And then we are evolved to efficiently find paths of less resistance, even though the other ones might be more beneficial, I guess, but this is the path of same resistance, lower resistance. So, long story short, they say after like doing a psychedelic session, your brain, your neuronal paths actually like is like throwing new snow in the mountain, and there you see like all paths are again the same. There is no lower resistance, so you can analyze problems from a different perspective, and you feel that they call it like is the dissolution of ego, and you experience different personalities. If you're like anxious, then you experience not being anxious, and you experience analyzing a problem from that perspective. And then after the session, the neuronal paths explore different ways to go, different traces, if you will, from that mountain, and that helps people start going slowly into traces that are more beneficial for them. After like years of reacting in the same way to a problem, they can start going in that way. So check it out in Netflix. It's pretty interesting. It goes like 20 minutes about um, sleeping and dreams, 20 minutes about meditation, 20 minutes about psychedelics, and their conclusion there is that by scanning an experienced meditator and also somebody that just did a psychedelic, psychedelics take you, it's like a shortcut to the point where an experienced meditator gets over like throughout years of practicing meditation. So it's interesting that it's kind of a little bit the same. And if you look at the word psychedelic, it means, I think from the Greek, it comes something like it's like psyche. So it's like a way to see your psyche, something like that. And then if you see all the ancient cultures like the Mayans and such, they use it as medicine. It's not like a drug to go and have fun. It's like the shaman comes and gives you the medicine, and you use it to cure not your body but your mind.
Great. Great, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. Sorry for the rant.
It's like, no, but it's not like that. I don't know what to say,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
it is.
Maybe. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead. I was going to say maybe moving into some like some interesting news that I saw over the weekend. AI is exploding, right? This is going is like now crazy with Freak left. Did you see, Jan, that they are like now Italy is now is going to prohibit ChatGPT?
Oh yeah, I saw. As a matter of fact, well, it's related. Is I didn't saw that one from Italy. But I saw some statements from the Amazon CEO, called Andy Jassy, saying that they are investing heavily in large language models, and generative AI. So yeah, I saw some news, like some extracts from an interview they had. So what's your thoughts on that from Italy?
Mm, I know that the part that I heard was basically from news that I follow world news that Italy now is actively banning ChatGPT at a country level, and then
Okay.
yeah, I mean that is something because they claim because of like there's two sides, I think. There's Elon Musk and the likes in the US calling for a ban because they say it's too progressive, it's moving too fast. Even like also I
Okay.
saw that Elon Musk had a meeting with Obama, and he was like talking with him, urging for banning. Some people say it's Elon Musk. Maybe he doesn't have the upper hand in this tech side, so he probably wants
Well,
some time to catch
but
ahead.
he was part of OpenAI at the beginning. Like he
Mhm.
owned
He founded
a
it.
major part of OpenAI. Yeah, I mean he found it. So yeah, it's kind of going backwards on something that he created. But I mean that I'm not diminishing that. I'm sure. Like I read his criteria, and I must say I share some thoughts. Um, Even I think that they created something that they can turn off now. Like it's too late, or maybe
Mhm.
not. That he's saying that like it's not too late. Um, yeah. This is this is something. I mean,
Exactly. I was talking about
I,
like what you just said of it cannot be turned off. Like for example, let's talk Italy. They what they're saying is they are worried about. So there's this side of Elon Musk and these people in the U.S. may be saying this is too progressive. This is going to change society. We need some legislation. We need some time to catch up. Ban ChatGPT for now. Let's catch up. Let's talk some laws and let's try to make sense of this. But then there's other side like Italy and a lot EU, I guess. They're saying that it is a security issue because a lot of information from people and from companies will be going to a company, and then from EU, the GDPR thing. EU has
yeah.
like strict policies on privacy, and this goes against those
Well,
policies. So that's why Italy
that's
says
funny.
banning it.
Yeah. I mean, at the same time, you know that in Hong Kong there's like two. Well, not now it's two, but at the beginning it was like one giant Tesla factory. Now they've opened the second, and Hong Kong is now banning TikTok from there. I don't see how this can be related, but it's on the same perspective from like gathering personal information. So I see like there's a movement of like retracting this, right? So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean this
freak.
is no.
Welcome back, Rick.
Yo,
We are talking about
finally.
AI during this last weekend. Like it is getting catching on a lot more, and how some people are calling for a ban in the U.S. Elon Musk and Wozniak and a lot of like known personalities of the tech industry are calling for a ban and for legislation for a temporary ban. And also, I saw in the news that Italy is banning it at a country level because of privacy concerns. So the discussion here, or what Jan is saying, I agree. You cannot turn off new technology like this. Like if we're talking about Italy, there are already models that you can have locally, and you can like download an AI model into your own computer and run it locally. You don't need to like go through a network. So it's very difficult to ban this technology.
Okay, but
No,
there are two
I
things
said that
here.
because
Oh no, go
yeah,
ahead.
sorry. No, I said that because I read like at the same time one article from Amazon CEO that was I was talking about that with Richie that at the same time that all this is going on, he goes out saying we're investing heavily in large language models and generative AI. So like there's a stance, right? He's saying like we're not backing down, and yeah, I mean there's two sides of it of the same story now.
But
Um,
the thing is, they're not calling for a ban. They're calling for a 6 month halt on
okay,
languages beyond and above GPT-4, just so they can get together and agree on some things and the limitations they're gonna give to the AI. So it's not a ban, because then you have Elon Musk coming out and X company, the everything company is launching its own AI. So it's like, okay, wait, what's going on here?
they have
So
more the rules.
it is kind of like a slow down, a call to slow down on the implementation and the speed at what they're, like at what this was going, because the race between them is only gonna make things like bigger, bigger, bigger. But there needs to be limitations on AI before we get to Skynet. You know. So
Oh
that
yeah.
was the call. That was the call to action. Then you have Italy, and the problem with Italy is right now, right now, today, learning and using AI tools for us that are early, and Amy Webb said it, is kind of like being born a billionaire. It's being born in a billionaire family. That's the kind of social advantage you got if you're implementing using learning AI into your life. So that's good. Now today I feel like I was born in a billionaire family. The problem with
But why
Italy,
are you saying that? Why are you saying that? Because you have access to information and education like for free.
no, is for me it's
That's
compound
the.
interest. For me, it's a
Oh,
compound interest thing. Okay, so it is kind of like if I improve 1% every day, by the end of the year, I'll be kind of like 3,000% better. You know, AI
of your own, like
at, at,
improving your
at
own.
your optimal use. So at your
Okay.
optimal use of AI, you can be 5xing performance. 5xing performance on an everyday life, like just content wise. If I'm using AI to produce content, I can be having content out even 10 times faster, 10 times better than anybody else. The probability for that content to reach an audience, reach masses, is way bigger than you that are doing your own editing, doing the whole thing by yourself. So if you do that every day, it compounds. And in 6 months, you'll be so far ahead of the people that are not doing it that there's no way to catch up. And that's the
Okay.
problem Italy is going to have. Like countries that are highly implementing, like in Latin America, the countries that use and have implemented most AI are Brazil and Colombia per capita. Colombia is 0.6% of the population of the world, but is 9.1% of the usage of AI.
Okay.
So Colombia is embracing it. And the same
Oh
happened
yeah.
with Facebook, but the effects of Facebook are not the same. But with AI, that's given the country an advantage and leapfrogging it to the future. And you're going to start seeing those changes in 6 months to 1 year. And especially when you got things like Auto GPT coming into place. Because one thing was talking about GPT-4 and ChatGPT. Now Auto GPT and these new implementations are insane. Are insane. I don't know if you saw my tests over the weekend, the ones I was sharing. Creating a Discord bot for this, creating a WhatsApp bot for that, creating a strategy for media and Twitter growth, all those things. And I'm doing that and I'm not a coder. I know nothing about Python, but I did learn how to install Python. I did learn, and ChatGPT helped me. And when I was having problems, it helped me solve them because it wasn't working. So I just became, let's just say this could be done by 2, 3 people in a normal company in the usual way. I just saved years of studying, money on hiring people, and speed of implementation. 3 bots, $8 cost me for the API, and it took me what? A day? Maybe 6 hours?
Oh man. I
Do
mean,
that every day
this is what.
and tell me where you
Yeah.
are in
I
a
mean,
year.
for sure, man. I get your point. This is what I'm going back again to that article from the CEO of Amazon. He was talking about this AWS code whisper. I don't know if you heard of it,
Mm-hmm.
Richie. I'm sure. So this is an AI powered tool, which, by like quoting his words, says, wait, revolutionizes developer productivity by generating code suggestions in real time. Uh, so this is like a toolkit for visual code that uses machine learning, and automatically like generates code recommendations based on your existing code and comments in real time. So it's like having a professor by your side while you're doing that. And this goes aligned with what you're saying, right? You don't know Python, but you're programming, like kind of. the AI. Uh, this is fucking amazing, man. Like, uh, I don't know what to say. I just want to add that quote from Amazon CEO.
I think it goes
This is
also
game
in the
changer.
direction of, yeah, it's game changing, like for creators, like you were saying, like for creators, for people that didn't have the opportunity to learn, to have like all the time to learn and all the resources to like to be able to do those things. I compare it to, like, for example, when with the start of internet at the beginning, we had to build a website. It was very difficult and only for the people that are tech savvy, and now you can use a framework that you can use like WordPress and Wix and all these tools to just create a website that looks beautiful and works well, like super fast, and a designer can do it. It doesn't need a designer. He or she doesn't need a they don't need a engineer to build a website. So I think then people are going to be able to build things without having to go for an engineer, like for example what we're doing at Dega, right? If you have, like, if you are a game designer, you don't need maybe all those engineers to help you to build your Web3 game. You just use Dega Studio and you like click, drag, drop, and design your game. That's going to be able to, together with AI, you're going to be able to do these things. Like if I go, hey, I want to create an app for Android and iOS that does this thing and that thing and that thing, probably I can go even into the code level and ask the AI, hey, something here is not working. What is not working? I mean, I want to add this functionality to this existing template. How do I do that? And the AI is going to know how to code to learn the syntaxes. Yeah, I was talking with some developers before about a friend was suggesting like, hey, can you get a log from something from some app that is not working? Give it to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT why it's not working. And then my friend developer was saying, well, it is like ChatGPT is designed for human interaction, and if you go to like coding, then you need to like these tool sets, like Jan is saying, like specifically design AIs for coding, and that is going to start happening. And yeah, it's going to be super exciting, I think,
That
to
is
see what
happening.
people, yeah, exactly, that is happening. To see what people come up with, because now really the creators have all the possibility. It's also like when like going back, I remember when to start a company you needed like a bunch of money, a bunch of people, and then internet started to make it easier. And like, there's information for everybody now in internet, or like before it was like, wow, now I can actually, a couple of like dropouts from university can go out and create a startup that then becomes successful and viral. And that was because of the internet, the era of information. There's a cool documentary called Startup Kids about that I really like. It's kind of old, but it goes through what, like, a lot of the successful startups were founded by people, by kids that just came out of university, of college, and they had the time, and they could risk it. They could just go into a basement, eat pizza for a month, and start coding something amazing, and create something amazing without the need of like a secretary and an accountant and like a lot of like all the things that a company needed. And before, to create a company, you needed money. You needed to pay for all these people and to set up a framework and a company and all that. Then after that, it was just like, hey, I can Google how to do these taxes and how to do that thing, and I could actually do it myself. And then when you bootstrap, you eventually get to a point where, of course, you want to hire people to help you and advise you. But I think in the same way, startups are going to get different because of AI and metaverse and Web3.
Yeah, they're already getting different, man. It's
Hmm.
a fact.
My
That's
question
true.
there, they're already getting different, but like successful startups, like the first unicorn Web3, or the first unicorn, they're already like unicorns in that direction. But the first mainstream app, like a TikTok Web3 thing, or how is it going to look like? There's an interesting episode in Dega podcast, actually. If you didn't catch the last one, they were talking. Carlos was talking with the founder of Shave World, and they were like going about these things about like, hey, nobody could have predicted TikTok back in the 90s. Nobody now can predict where this is going. We have some idea. Actually, I love how the guy from Shave World, Hernan, I think is his name, how he put it. He said, hey, we have some idea. We know people are going to use some type of wallet. up, and there's going to be like this engagement, this type of. And for example, another big point from him was that users are going to be the ones that decide. Before, you had like musicians and artists that are basically put in your face by the record labels. And if somebody gets a record with signed with Sony Music or Universal, they are going to push it. They have the marketing machine to push it everywhere and make it viral. Now it is for the users to decide what goes viral. If, like, I don't know, something like some guy is really, or some girl is really good singing, then they can get to the top because users decide. It's like up for likes and retweets, and letting people know about this. And if people like it, word of mouth over the internet and social media is a big thing.
You got Bad Bunny.
Yeah, exactly. And also in the
Bad
same
Bunny,
way,
yeah, Bad Bunny
people
did it
can get
like that.
canceled. People can cancel like this if like the masses decide.
What? I'm sorry. What? What's that with Bad Bunny?
Go ahead.
The Bad Bunny built himself from the fans. You know, it's independent. He didn't push everything through record label or anything. He did it by creating a tribe. And the
Oh,
strategy, that's why I think he's a genius, bro, because his strategy was a tribal strategy around culture. So it was not only the music, it was what he represented. So the way he dressed, the art, everything, it was cultural. He created a cultural tribe. So it's more than just music. He went before and he did it independently. He's releasing, like, every song he releases, it becomes Billboard number one, Billboard number two, streaming, like, it's always in the top 10 places. But it's not
oh yeah.
because, oh, he's creating like hit songs. Or, no, 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 no. It's because he has a tribal structure around culture. And that's why, like, the messages he sends, the way he dresses, the way he speaks on social media, and he built it just like Richie said. If Bad Bunny today was using Web3, I bet you he could be even 10 times wealthier, and his fans would be making money with him. So that's what the next Bad Bunny is gonna bring. I think, though. This is like, I don't know if the prediction is right. And now with AI tools, like, releasing like 1 week ago, 250 new AI tools came out. So it's kind of like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but whoever embraces it first is gonna knock it out of the park, or maybe it will be an AI artist. The next one that is just gonna be a hit. As we're having VTubers, we're having all these avatars, coming out. We have OnlyFans create accounts of girls created by AI. We're already seeing that. So maybe the next artist that makes it and hits it goes beyond a little bit what Richie was saying, is because the audience is creating by interacting with that artist. The AI is giving you the song you need, song sang and played by the artist. So it's an AI to interpret and give you the music you need, the images you need, the culture you need for the moment you want it, in the moment you want it. And it has its own identity and lives on the cloud. You can go talk to it in the metaverse. And that's the next Bad Bunny. Ooh, we
And I,
should be creating that, by the way.
yeah, I think it's like super cool. Like that's what we're doing at DEGA, creating that platform for all these for the next Bad Bunny to occur in DEGA Render. Like that's the app that people would start using to create things and then go viral from there.
Mhm.
Like if you're a creator, if you're an artist, a songwriter, like that's your go to place. Like, it gives you everything you will, or it will give you everything you will need as a creator. And
That's
talking about AI, and now that all the news that I was seeing, I was thinking about something yesterday. So also AI image the generation, it's now like I was seeing a chart of the amount of viral pictures, or pictures that went viral, that are AI generated, and it is of course increasing. It's a trend that is just only increasing every year. And the problem with that is that then anybody can create news, or anybody can push an image about whatever and people could believe it. But then I was thinking that the upside of this is that the society is bound to have a profound change where people don't believe everything they see. People actually go for the source. And the era of disinformation, I think AI image generation could be the nemesis to disinformation in some way, because people will go like, I already got faked by an AI thingy. Like now I actually go and check the sources and see like who is telling me this and why they're telling me, and they have to like rationalize it and think about it, not just like consume and be numb. You think about
And
that?
the other thing, it's no, and the other thing it will make, and I go again to the tribal feedback and personal news will be more important. Like if we're gonna talk something about tech, like does Richie know about this? So it's gonna be a lot about relationships and connecting to the people. So for example, oh, we're talking about growth marketing, we're talking about like this. Jan, have you heard about this? It's gonna be
Yeah.
always like that. And it's gonna intensify what makes us human on that end. But we will also have tools, AI created, for example, to just give me real news. Realnews.ai. Subscribe, and we have the news sources, and the AI checks is true or is fake or it was generated, and you get it filtered. But it's gonna be built about that deep trust that we have, even in connecting with something or with a tool that we believe is kind of like that. So that worries me, but doesn't that worries me in regards of the masses, because the masses don't check for that. They just forward shit, you know?
Mm.
And I see it in my
Yeah.
in my family groups. We have this uncle that just forward, and he just rushes the chat with forwards that he hasn't even read. And we have like this red cards, and we have like this whole, and we start like just like fake. But a lot of things pass by, and there's the majority of the population that are not checking for that. It's like
Yeah, and
I don't worry about me.
I was
I
sorry,
worry about the mass.
I was checking up, and actually about that it's impossible for, like, some people say, oh, okay, don't worry about the mass because there are going to be tools that filter fake news, that we will have AIs that can filter that, but it's going to be always a race because right now AI is getting better, and there are viral AIs, or sorry, images generated by AI that went viral, that and the current image generated by AI detectors didn't detect. And I think that is kind of interesting. That it is going to be for humans actually to decide fake news and to be the judges.
But yeah, I was talking to a
That's cool.
university because the university was trying to discuss like, oh, students are gonna be generating this with AI. I was like, yeah. Oh, but there are tools that can check for something if something is generated with AI. Yeah. What's the rate of success? 5%. So it's just a thing of bad luck, getting caught or
Yeah,
not taking the prompt too far. So
look at this image that I found in an article. Can you? Ah, it is started to stream, but I don't know. You can see it. I'm sending it here.
I cannot see it for sure.
Okay,
I don't know. Still loading. Maybe if you share it in a 720 30 FPS.
I'll do that. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Tell us about your stream
Yo,
experience.
um,
Very good.
I gotta get with some tasks,
I'm
man. I will bounce. Thank you for having me today. Good morning for y'all. Have a great day. Great start of the weekend. Week. Sorry, weekend just finished. So yeah,
Okay.
Take care, Jan, my friend. Okay,
Okay.
see ya,
Bye.
bro.
Bye. Bye.
talk to you later.
Ah, man, it's not loading.
I'm
Can
not
I share
seeing
it?
the
Not
image,
so
by
good.
the way.
No, it's not so good today. I can share it in the chat. Maybe you want to stream it. The thing was. Hmm.
Okay, just for the people in the audience here, this morning coffee set for this. Just conversations, casual, start the day. If you have ideas, if you want us to talk about something, just put it in the chat. All the people in the live streaming are invited to a Discord. We're doing this event in the Discord. So if you're commenting, you want to jump in and say something, come to our Discord, discord.gg/dega, and join our social media, because you'll find out about a lot of things. We're doing this program every morning just to kick off the day with a nice chill chat and talk about the things that are going in our heads, trying to mess around and understand a bit more, like we're talking right now about AI.
And I think
I just
this is el parche, like you said, right? A
Mhm.
conversation where it is el parche. You want to be here, like every day in the morning. When you see something, some news, something like you want to discuss it, you want to go and discuss it with your tribe. So you want to come here to morning coffee at Dega and see what everybody thinks, from the tribe. If you think something and you really like, I have a strong opinion about this, I want to go and share it. Come here and just share it with us for sure.
Yeah, and this, just so you know, this is part of our strategy of the content Dega's content generation engine. So this is where we talk about a bunch of things, and these things get uploaded to an AI that transcribes it, and we can choose which paths, what words are interesting, and it can become content. So we just select those parts, erase what we don't need, it auto edits, and it generates clips, and then we link it to another AI that repurpose the content for all social media. So out of a video, an hour video, we can get tweet, LinkedIn, blog posts, videos, shorts, TikTok, Instagram, and all those things. So, Ray, you've been invited to speak, so you just have to accept. So this is also kind of like a strategy for content generation. So it's us, and the whole principle is giving you information, giving you fun, giving you something nice to hear in the morning, night, afternoon, wherever you are, and then this going out. Whatever we found valuable that we want to share, it goes out. So yes, we're using AI a lot.
Yeah, and to be informed, right? It's a way like the cool thing about a tribe is that we have eyes everywhere. And then if somebody sees some cool new shit, some interesting news, then you can share it, and then we are all informed, and we can come to the morning coffee and just discuss about news, like what is happening around in the world in all the topics that we care about, like AI, metaverse, Web3, blockchain technology, and a little bit of culture and human behavior, like we were discussing in the morning. I think that tribal behavior, all those things are basically what move us.
Yeah, and the things that move us, I think, connect with the whole community. So one of the things we also want to leave on the table is for you to please start using AI tools, like at least the basic ones. At least you start using Midjourney, start using uh Stable Diffusion, DALI, start using ChatGPT. You can use the free version. It's still 3.5 is pretty good. If you can go to GPT-4, better. And then if you like it and you engage with it, start testing. If you're doing videos, go to Runway ML and start using Gen 1 and Gen 2 to start generating videos. Descript for editing and clipping and editing with text. Start using things like Ingesta AI to create your own bots and create your own, and start experimenting with that. And if you can get as far as Auto GPT, you're done. You're set. You'll just find a whole other universe of possibilities, which for me just enhances your creative output. Like your creative output will maximize and multiply.
Mhm.
Just a year ago, I couldn't be even dreaming of doing some of the things we're doing.
That is correct. Ray, just in case, yeah, you've been invited to the stage in case you wanted to say something. Afrika, I also shared the image. I don't know if you can open it and stream it here.
Yeah, let me try.
It's in the chat. It's just
Um,
basically an
yeah.
image that I found in our article that shows the main things to look at when trying to identify an image generated by AI and an image that is real.
Okay. The conclusion here is this is AI
Ah, yeah,
or
that's
this
AI.
is real.
that is AI. But right now I cannot see it also. I don't know if people can see it. The streaming.
Oh my god. So I think there's a problem with sharing here. We will check it, or next time we move to a normal, we
Yeah,
create a
that's okay.
coffee
But
morning
then,
coffee channel or something.
yeah, but then, yeah, there's something there. In the image, if you open it, it's here in the chat. But then it's always the like the amount of fingers. It sounds crazy, but sometimes AI gets wrong the amount of fingers and gives user people 4 fingers or 6 fingers. So if you see something weird, like some kind of weird definition in the fingers, that is probably AI generated.
Yeah, but right now, if you go on Mid Journey is fixing those hand things, so it's not gonna last for long. It's not gonna be. That is today, but it's not gonna be like that next month because you can, if you use Test P or Test or V5 in Mid Journey, you're getting a whole different type of pictures. That's how they got the Trump getting arrested, the Pope with the hip hop, the whole thing. It was Mid Journey V5. So,
Yeah.
dude, I did one of the Pope skateboarding. I'm gonna wait. I'll look for it. I'll share it here. So it is gonna be interesting in a near future what things I like. I'm not. I know we should be worried about like the fake news and blah blah blah, and that's the conversation. Let's talk about the possibilities of creativity here. Let's talk about like where are we gonna take this? Where is it gonna go, dude? Before, for me to create an image, okay, so I was thinking of this concept for a game, for a film, for whatever I was doing. I would have to go find a concept artist, give him the input, sketch with him. That would take what, 3 weeks already? Start sketching. Then after sketching, start adding color, adding, atmosphere and all that. We're talking about 2 months for one concept. For one concept. Today, I have my count of generated images in Mid Journey is 8,381. And I started using this in November. So it's November, December, and April. So it's 6 months. And I've done 8,300. And it's allowed me to create like counter concepts. Like, oh, before that is like, oh, so it's zombies versus kids. But what happens if this are like opening a portal? What happens if this goes in the pituitary gland? And if we're on an LSD trip or we're using psilocybin and we're connecting this with the knowledge of the universe and the gates and the different gods and the planes, and we connect this with Mayan culture and we create Mayan punk imagery, Inca punk imagery, Sumerian punk imagery, Egyptian punk imagery, and then we tie it up with I don't know, new age concept of life and existence. All those things, like I didn't have the time to do it. Now I can just throw it, and advance it and prompt it and remix it and doing all this. So it's like fucking creativity on superpowers.
Yeah,
you take out the tools, you leave the brain.
Yeah, like influencers now are going to be able to not only like to rally their user base in a different way. They're going to be able to create content like super fast and I don't know, just come up with crazy things because now everybody can create content and now everybody's going to become like more of an influencer of content, if you will. Like people would care about the history behind content and just not just like a piece of content. Like a song or a book will mean more because I know the person that is behind that, not just because of like the context is going to be very important. For me, I started like I was talking with my girlfriend and showing her how to use AI because she's like not an early adopter and she's like she's not in the tech business and she doesn't care that much about like all this new technology, but I'm like, you should come like let's do something together just to show you. We started writing a book and we wrote a book, like at least the beginnings, the bare bones of a book in like an hour. Like with ChatGPT, I was like, look, let's write a book. We came, if you have the concept and it's an interesting concept, then I was like, hey ChatGPT, we like give me 10 ideas for titles of this concept. Okay, this one is actually good. Okay, now we're going to write this book. Give me an index, a content index. And it created a content index. I added a couple of things that I thought it was a good idea. Then, okay, now we have this book. This is the index. Let's start with the introduction. Let's write the introduction, include this topic, and make sure you close with this idea. Then he wrote the introduction, and my girlfriend was like, like wow, and she started using it and talking with the AI, and she was like, dude, with this I can do whatever. And that's the idea, I think, for everybody to feel like that.
But we gotta warn people because it doesn't do the job for you.
Mm.
You gotta tell it what you want, how you want to say, the structure. This is the main message. This is the way I want it to be. So it's not something you can give like think for me. I don't want to think. I don't want to use my brain. Is you gotta input the right things if you want quality. If you want quality, dude, that yes, it's freedom to create.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. But you gotta know, you gotta have that vision and put it out there. You know? So it's not like, oh, you're writing with ChatGPT, so you're not. No, 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 no. You know how big writers and big script writers work? They have a team of people that write. They come up with the vision, the tone, character journey, everything. And then they have the tool or a group of people that does it for you. That's what it is for me. Or that's the way I see it.
Mm.
You know, for example, using ChatGPT to help you generate a mid-journey prompt. You know, right now, like here, this is one of the houses I was designing for me in Costa Rica. So it's you know, like I'm still you haven't sent me the
Yeah, I
information on
haven't sent
Costa
you the
Rica.
info. I'll send you the.
But it's like I want this house by the ocean in the Caribbean. I wanted to have it like this. I want this materials. I was this finished. I wanted to have a pool like this. I wanted to look like this. Please, ChatGPT, help me create a prompt for this. You know, and then you look for references and you use this scribe in Midjourney, and it gives you description, and you put all these things together, and you get an image. It won't be the right one, but then you tap it, you tweak it, you remix it, you bring another one, you change the parameters, you change the order until you get what you envision. But it's gotta come from your vision. You can do like free exercises of, oh, let me the AI show me the path. Yeah. But if you're creating something and you consider yourself a serious creator, it's gotta be reflecting your vision.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same for ChatGPT, I think. You know? It's like, oh, I want you to create an app. An app on what? An app that does this, solve this problem, do this.
Mm-hmm.
And it is exponential, and it makes you an exponential being. That's why right now we're in the discussion, and this is for another chat. We used to be called the Homo sapiens, but pretty soon we're not going to be the sapiens suprema. We're not going to be the species, the smartest species on this planet. So the human beings are going to become Homo sentients. And there's going to be two types of human, and it will be the Homo sentiens and the Homo techniums. And the Homo techniums are the human beings in power and how do you say explode? You know, like
Blooming.
boosted with technology. With technology, that's the whole Homo technium, and those are the ones that are going to rule the world. So, as Yuval Noah Harari puts it, are you going to be part of the useless class? Because if you don't, that's where we're facing, and that's why like projects like DEGA that empower people, you know, that give the tools to people and puts it in the hands of everyone are so fucking important. That's
Yeah.
why actually I got involved with this project. It's like
I
that's
would put
the
it.
main reason.
I would see it from the positive side. Are you going to be part of the boosted exponential creativity exponential side of humanity, or then standard?
The useless class,
Yeah. Okay.
as Zua puts it, this horrible word. It's horrible, but it's true.
Mm-hmm.
What can I say? Yep.
Okay.
So I think it's 9 a.m. Time to say bye, bro.
Yep. Thanks a lot for everybody
Okay.
joining. We'll close with that thought. Are you going to be part of the useless, or part of the exponential, creative, new humanity, the Homo techniums?
Yes. So embrace it. Change is here. If you need help with the tools and everything, we'll be releasing and doing some live sessions, showing you how it works. So because we want everyone in, the more the better. So thank you. See you tomorrow morning, same time for another coffee. Okay.
Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Bye.